Patrick. Did you hear that Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3? Looks like old Webhead is taking a trip to the multiverse.
Honestly, Emma, the whole parallel universe thing is just so unrealistic. Isn't that right, Evil Mustache Jimmy? See, he gets it.
Yes, yes. I think it's coming off.
The rest of the show.
Oh boy, that's it.
Hello and welcome to The Download, the only news show rated T for teen by the ESRB.
Hey, we got the rating! Yay! Not with this
teens.
mustache though. This takes us straight into the M.
I wish that you got like
NC-17.
I wish you got a replacement good Mario mustache.
I'm gonna
You have
put
like a
this-
mustache underneath the fake mustache.
I'm gonna put this on my tablet where we are reading chat for. We got everything that you need to know from the worlds of gaming, tech, pop culture, and more. I'm Jimmy Wong here with Emma Fife and Patrick Shanley, the manly with the plantly.
That's right, that's what they call me. Coming up on the show today, actor Alain Uy talks Helstrom, and we'll be chatting with Nathan Wade, founding member of the UCO Esports team, on a very special Game Changers.
Plus, yours truly will attempt to break the world speedrun record in everyone's favorite roguelike zaddy simulator, Hades. Hey, Tia, do you think I can make it out of the underworld?
You know, may the gods be in your favor, Jimmy, but no, probably you're gonna die. Yeah, just
probably
being
right.
honest.
That's pretty much what I expected. As always, we are confirmed live, so make sure that you join in the conversation as well on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. Okay, we've got lots to do, so let's start off with the hottest stories of the day in the lowdown.
Low down.
That was very low. I like that. Up first, Sony dropped some deets on the PS5's backwards compatibility. How backwards can it bend? Well, according to an official blog post, both PS5 consoles will be compatible with the majority of PS4 games, including digital versions and VR titles. Now, select titles will have faster load times, higher frame rates, and better fidelity. So far, the list of non-compatible titles is pretty small, but do we even think this news is going to affect anyone's enthusiasm for the PS5?
You know what really gets me excited for next-gen consoles? Old games. Like, woo! Games
Slightly
I already
faster
own.
load times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than it not being backwards compatible.
True.
Totally. Listen, at the risk of just being like a yes man, I agree with Patrick. If
Wise.
you're getting a new console, don't you want to play new games on your new console?
There's like 2 new games that are even going to be there. That's
Yeah,
the
I
funny
think-
thing. So the launch titles on either of these consoles is not that impressive.
How dare you? How dare you say that about Bugsnax?
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
Bugsnax, represent.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm truly evil villain version of me if I can't remember Bugsnax.
Put that mustache back on.
Yeah, I should.
I think it's affected your brain.
I think we all expect backwards compatibility at this point. I
Right.
think there was a lot of
Yeah.
blowback for not being backwards compatible last generation in the way that people wanted it to be. I think you just kind of have to do it now.
But like, when the N64, first of all, Nintendo just doesn't do backwards compatibility. The end. But
True.
so let me take that back.
They emulate.
When
And charge you.
the Sega Dreamcast or there was like Sega CD launched, nobody was mad that they couldn't play their Genesis
all
games on
6
it.
people who bought the Sega CD were okay with
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that you're exactly right, Patrick. We have come to expect backwards compatibility. I will agree it is a very nice perk. It is very nice to be like, I have one PlayStation in my household
Right.
that plays all of my PlayStation games on it. You know, but the fact of the matter is, it's like, it's a relatively modern concept.
We are so starved for news about these new consoles that this is now like big news for us. To know these things that we kind of all expected and pretty much all the games are going to be on it, but like we just want any piece of information we can get about these, and they have been so stingy with what they have released on this console. I don't know, I guess I'm just I want my hands on the console at this point.
Now, if backwards compatibility is something that you are interested in as far as the PS5 goes, it is important to note that if you have disc versions of PS4 games, you can play 99% of them on the PS5, but there is a version of the PS5 that does not have a disc drive. So take that into consideration when deciding which version you want to purchase whenever you're able to actually do that.
Now, we did get a list of games that will not be backwards compatible on the PS5, so let's take a quick look here.
Okay.
These games will...
What?
Whoa!
That's a pretty big title.
Yeah, that's...
Just kidding. No, that can't be true. These
What?
games are not backwards compatible. Wait,
Like God
hold
of
on.
War?
God of War, Resident Evil 7?
Wait, hold
this
up.
is pretty big
What's going
news,
on
it
here?
seems
Hold
like.
up. I'm just
Wait.
kidding. I'm a troll. Put the mustache back on.
Oh.
Those are actually all
Evil
games
Jimmy
that to be a part of the PS Plus, the collection. Now, here's the real list of games that are not backwards compatible. I've never played a single one of these.
Joe's Diner.
We Sing. Yeah, these are the actual games that are not backwards compatible. Maybe because they just decided to not make the transition because no one played them.
It's pretty amazing that you can fit all of the games, though, on like one little graphic. Like, that's how many of the games are actually going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, and that does speak to the fact, again, that backwards compatibility is something that we've been seeing in the PlayStation since the launch of the PlayStation 2, and they're clearly not going to stop doing that. Now, again, Sony did say that their focus was really on making sure that you could play PS4 titles on it. As far as your, OG PlayStation 2s and PlayStation 3s, not gonna happen. But hey, there were a lot of great games on PS4.
You have 4 other systems to play those games. Speaking of making things accessible, Microsoft could be letting gamers access Xbox Game Pass on their iPhones. Woohoo! Head of Xbox Gaming Phil Spencer told employees that Xbox Game Pass was absolutely coming to iOS through a browser-based solution, which would sidestep the App Store entirely. Microsoft is obviously hell-bent on getting Games Pass to as many platforms as possible, but what does this tell us about their strategy for the upcoming console wars?
They look like they're trying to circumvent things, and like even as we saw with backwards compatibility with the PS5, people kind of want to get closer to the PC world, I think, as fast as possible, because the PC is backwards compatible with everything.
Yeah.
So the consoles are doing this, Games Pass being available on your phone, having that compatibility between phone and computer is something that Apple has really sort of dominated the market in. So I could totally see why Microsoft is pushing towards this world as well. A huge number of people have iPhones, and that is not a system that is natively compatible with Windows. So I think Games Pass being on the iPhone says, here's our bridge between console and mobile.
I like the in-browser solution. That's an interesting sort of twist to all of it, because again, it's not like you're gonna go in and you're gonna download something from the App Store in order to be able to run Games Pass on iOS. You're just gonna be able to do it in a browser window, which, again, as you say, there's the whole circumventing the App Store, which is a big old part of it for sure. But also, I don't know, it's kind of nice to not have a bazillion apps on your phone and to just like launch a Google Chrome tab and there you go.
It is interesting to me that every time we bring up Xbox, we seem to not be talking about the actual new console that they're releasing. We're talking about all the other ways in which you can play their games, which really seems to be their MO. It's just a very interesting way to be talking about this company as they are gearing up for next-gen launch, literally a month from now.
Right, because I mean, we're talking about titles that are going to be available to play on that next-gen console that is launching so soon, but we're talking about playing them in a browser window on your iPhone.
Maybe.
Possibly. We'll see.
We will see.
Apple is not making a lot of friends right now. Every company seems to be painting a target on Apple's back.
Well, when you're on top of the hill, everyone wants to get a piece of that pie. None of those things made sense.
Yeah, you're mixing metaphors a little bit there, but I understand what you're saying.
Crown, hill, pie. Let's take a look at this poll, though. We think would an iOS presence put Xbox ahead of the PS5? And it seems like we're a little bit split here, but about half of you think that it would put them ahead. And PS5 not having sort of this option, I think, is something that they're probably looking into right now. Wouldn't be surprised if they found some way to make an announcement to sort of counter this within the next month.
I'm curious, though, because again, like, the PlayStation Sony specifically seems to be so focused on actually selling PlayStations. And as we've mentioned many, many times on this show, Microsoft's strategy clearly is not to sell Xboxes. It's to get people to sign up for Games Pass.
I think they still want to sell Xboxes.
I think so.
But not the entire strategy.
Here's what I'm going to say, though, is I think to Microsoft, selling Xbox is a nice bonus on top of getting people to sign up for Games Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like there are a lot of eggs being dropped in the basket, and based on our own, poll that is 100% reflective of all audiences everywhere.
100%.
100%.
That seems to be something that's resonating with a lot of people.
Yeah. Tuxedo Dan in chat says, but can it run Crysis?
The only thing that really
The only thing that really matters. I guess we'll find out if in fact it happens. Speaking of, Microsoft isn't the only one who wants a bite of the apple. This morning,
metaphor worked.
Apple was reportedly hit with a lawsuit from subscribers for allegedly monopolizing the mobile gaming market by, you guessed it, blocking apps like Google Stadia and Microsoft Games Pass. Patrick, between this lawsuit and their ongoing battle with Epic and newfound pressure from the House Antitrust Committee, Is Apple's walled garden finally crumbling down?
Very poetic.
Very poetic.
I don't think this is good for Apple. I think that what happened with Epic and how high profile that was and how many people got into this topic that maybe did not realize that something like this was happening and the cut that Apple took from a lot of these developers that were on their app store. This is just more and more bad press for Apple in a long line of it. And I think at a certain point, if you have this many other companies coming at you, it does not matter that you are the biggest company in the world, especially when you have the United States government and an antitrust committee pointing their sights at you. I think it is a matter of time before Apple has to cave or give something on this. I don't know how they can survive this onslaught of this many brands doing it. And they have former employees now talking about it. Because in the report from the Antitrust Committee, the former director of the Apple App Store, Phil Shoemaker, said that they did favor themselves over other developers.
Whoops.
So this is coming from inside of the house, or from people who used to be inside of the house, at least.
Inside the walled garden.
Inside the walled garden. Sorry,
Eden.
now
Yes.
I'm mixing
Where
that up.
The
Yeah,
walled garden of Cupertino. No, but just kind of circling back to the whole thing with Congress and the fact that basically they're like, yeah, well, Apple's got a monopoly. As if we needed a ruling on the fact that Apple had a monopoly. You know, when you own everything, that's a monopoly.
It's just been a matter of time. I don't think you can operate the way they have been operating for as long as they have been operating. This is not Apple alone. A lot of tech companies are going to have a reckoning, and it seems like now we are finally getting to the point where legislation is kind of putting a hammer down. And the Epic stuff to me is the most interesting because now you have the general public, not everybody, but a lot of people in the general public on the opposite side of Apple. And I think for a long time, Apple had that going for them, is that they had a really engaged user base. They had a lot of people who really loved their products and were rooting for Apple. And now you have so many people who are not because they've kind of been turned against them. And maybe I'm speaking for too many people. Maybe the tide doesn't turn that much, but there is at least a little bit of that after the Epic stuff happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, because obviously everyone has iPhones. Do you think that...
Not Patrick, by the way.
I don't know. I have a
Don't say it.
Samsung phone.
Oh, gosh.
The
I'm
Galaxy
so sorry.
S8 that I've had for
Mr.
10
Cook.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am an Apple product user, and like for me, I definitely had a moment where I went, oh, you know what? I'm really enjoying my PC. I'm gonna move on from Apple. I'm not gonna get an iPhone again. But I love using Apple Pay on my watch.
They pulled you back in.
Oh my God, they just have their tenterhooks in me, and I really want to get out of there. Do you think that, again, the general population, that it's gonna be enough? Like, is the general population paying enough attention to all of this media attention that Apple's getting with the various lawsuits to actually maybe go, maybe I am a little too reliant on my Apple products?
But Apple has an event next week where they're
Yes.
unveiling a new iPhone or a new phone or whatever
New
product
phone,
they
new
have.
products, yeah.
And the same thing with the watch 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whenever it was that they revealed the new watch. If they keep making products that people want, they will continue to have the dominance that they have in the market.
Yeah, and chat seems to agree with our poll that they sure hope that Apple's tech dominance does come to an end at some point, but I honestly don't see that happening, as I'm someone that loves tech. I didn't even hear about the congressional hearings unless I wasn't doing a show that is as valuable and worthwhile to watch every single day like the download.
And with charming hosts.
Thank goodness for a show
So
like this,
charming.
because if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be informed and wouldn't be able to make an informed decision. Okay, that is it for the lowdown. When we come back, we've got the New York City Comic-Con edition of Highkey, Lowkey, Nokey. But first, time for today's solo cue. Which actor was found to have uttered the most swear words on the big screen?
Ooh.
Was it, this one's tough. Was it A, Adam Sandler, B, Jonah Hill, C, Samuel L. Jackson, D, Billy Bob Thornton, or E, Evil Mustache Jimmy Wong? Head to VENN.tv/play to guess, or just drop your answer right in the chat. Results are coming up right after the break.
Who could it be?
Who could it be? Could it be Sawblade, Billy Bob Thornton?
Welcome back to the download. Before the break, we asked you which actor was found to have uttered the most swear words on the big screen. The options were A, Adam Sandler, B, Jonah Hill, C, Samuel L. Jackson, D, Billy Bob Thornton, and of course, E, Evil Mustache Jimmy Wong. Chat thinks that it is Sam Jackson. However, that is not correct.
Wow.
Much to my
Wow.
surprise, the answer is actually Jonah Hill, who's had the shortest career of any of them by far,
Yeah, right, that's
swore a
strange.
by
whole bunch.
virtue of his age. Anyway, in May of 2020, a Buzz Bingo study found that Jonah Hill said the most swear words in film history, with 376 curses per 1,000 words said in Wolf of Wall Street. Patrick, I wonder if you can compete with that.
You bet you.
Whoa. Okay, welcome back to the download.
T for teen.
T for teen. ESRB, we are back with a whole mess of news, and we've got a whole bunch of feelings about that sort of news. So New York Comic Con is happening. We've got new Spider-Man updates, and a Marvel series is coming to Hulu. We'll parse through it all right now in a superhero-centric Highkey, Lowkey, and Nokey. Please play along at home in chat or on Discord. First up, Patton Oswalt is voicing the titular character in the upcoming stop-motion series MODOK. What? With other familiar voices like Ben Schwartz and Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Melissa Fumero joining the cast, are you Highkey, Lowkey, or Nokey excited for this comedic take on a classic Marvel villain? That's stop motion.
I'm going Highkey on this. I love stop motion animation. I just do. There's something so charming and weird about it, which I think is a really good fit for the character of MODOK. Also, I love Patton Oswalt. I just love him. So this is a Highkey for me.
I'm gonna go Lowkey. What's my Lowkey?
All right.
Lowkey. Robert De Niro over here. I really like Patton Oswalt too. I think he's fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of stop motion, and MODOK creeps me out, and so does the animation on this show. So I'm not sure if I want to watch it. It depends if I want to have nightmares tonight.
It's funny that you say that because Ben Schwartz is on there, and you interviewed him.
I did!
Because I'm Highkey about this. Yay! It seems really exciting. Stop motion MODOK are not the words I would ever imagine put together for a villain like that. So I'm excited. I think it should at the very least be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe even like robot chicken status.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be sort of shorts about MODOK just living a normal
MODOK
life.
MODOK
We're
around.
living in the MODOK renaissance right now, though, because
MODOK is having a moment.
I know, because he's
He
the
is.
villain in the Avengers game,
Yeah.
the one that Square Enix distributes. And
I hope it doesn't go to his head.
That's all
Because he's a giant head.
That's it. Oh, he's got little T-Rex arms too. All right, more news from the ever more sprawling Marvel universe as Benedict Cumberbatch joins the cast of Spider-Man 3, reprising his role as Dr. Stephen Strange. Now, there's plenty of talk that the movie will involve a storyline from the larger multiverse, and the second Doctor Strange movie is called In the Multiverse of Madness. Okay, Spidey heads, are we Highkey, Lowkey, or Nokey excited for the Doctor and the Web Slinger to cross paths?
You better believe I'm high-key excited for this one. Woo! And my buddy Boris Kitt from THR broke the story. I love Doctor Strange, and I love Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. So any more of him we can cram into every Marvel movie, I'm all for it. Also, Spider-Man is by far my favorite Marvel character, so I'm just excited for this film anyway.
Wait, Patrick, you used to work at Hollywood Reporter?
Yeah, did I never mention that?
No, I've never heard that before.
I'm low-key about it.
Yeah, so low-key. However, I am also high-key excited about Doctor Strange, not because of the possibility of doing it Into the Spider-Verse as far as the live-action Spider-Man films go, though there's been multiple people who've already been in Spider-Man films with different Spider-Men that are confirmed, like, for example, J.K. Simmons. There's a little talk there, you know? The multiverse thing, okay, cool. Could be cool. I'm more excited about the possibility of Doctor Strange taking over the role of being Peter Parker's mentor. Because I love me some Doctor Strange. And Peter still needs some guidance. He's a young one.
I feel like there's no way Doctor Strange's character would do that, but I'm still high-key excited about this. I really enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie, and I think anything that they can do to expand the world of Marvel that isn't going to just sort of like directly tie right into the Avengers and where it came from is gonna be a good thing. So multiverses, all of that stuff. It'd be really interesting to see where they take it story-wise here, but for me, hopefully things turn out well.
A clean sweep of high keys.
Yes. Speaking of multiverses, okay. New York Comic Con is in full swing, albeit virtually. One of the biggest stories is more details about the Star Wars universe's The High Republic, a series of books, comics, and more slated to release in 2021. This series is set 200 years before the Skywalker saga. It's going to center around the golden age of the Jedi Knights before they start brutally murdering children. How are we feeling? Highkey, Lowkey, or Nokey for another entry into the Star Wars universe?
I'm Nokey excited about
Nokey.
this. That's not true.
I'm very surprised by that.
Excited.
Whoa.
It's the multiverse. It's an evil replacement, Emma. No, I'm very excited about this because I think this is a nice opportunity for Star Wars to basically create for themselves what the Marvel Cinematic Universe already had going into making those films, which is they had an entire catalog of existing material from which they could cherry pick what was really working and make it into movies. With Star Wars, they haven't really had the opportunity to do that because they have started as films. Now, there has been some cherry picking as far as pulling stuff out of the extended universe, which is now Star Wars Legends, and populating that into new canon. So I like them getting a chance to play around with the canon and see what's working and then move forward with other projects involving that.
I am Lowkey. Just kidding, I'm Highkey. And I'm Highkey because I think you sold me a little bit on it. I've been down on Star Wars recently because I did not like the most recent films, but I really like the universe, and anytime we can dive into stories that haven't been told in that universe is something that I want to see more of. And I also like reading, and these are books and comics, so I'm excited for that, and more people should read.
Yes, absolutely. I am also low-key excited about this. I'm glad it's not a movie because we've seen just how poorly that has gone for Star Wars and how much time and effort gets put into it. I love graphic novels. I think that's a great way to expand the universe without having to put too much at risk, right? Like if something doesn't resonate, at least it's not $200 million on a big screen.
Yes.
And you're asking, why is J.J. Abrams directing another Star Wars, right? This time you get to have a bit more flexibility, and I love Star Wars so much that I'm happy to see something here, but I don't know what to expect yet, so I'm not gonna be Highkey. Yet.
A reasoned answer.
Nuanced. All right, Comic-Con also gave us a look at Invincible, Amazon's animated adaptation of Robert Kirkman's comic book about the son of the world's most powerful superhero, me. The animated show for adults is expected to be released sometime in 2021 and features some stellar voice talent like J.K. Simmons and the Joker/Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. Wow. All right, are we low-key, high-key, or no-key excited?
I'm gonna go Highkey.
Nice.
Besides the fact that Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead series has long since jumped the shark, I am excited to see them do something new. I like Skybound. I am excited for more animation because right now it seems to be the only thing that's like in production and not shut down all the time. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I didn't want to go high key across the board, but here we are.
Classic Emma Fife.
Classic Fife, just my natural state is high key. J.K. Simmons, you sold me. You know, just keep.
That's all it takes.
Keep bringing J.K. Simmons back in, put him in everything. I'm in. Also, I like animated series that are for adults, and I think that we need to normalize that more in the U.S. And normalize sort of like serious storytelling, because obviously there's a lot of animated series that are for adults, but they're like really, really leaning into that adult humor, and this just seems like it's a mature story.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that's the beauty of shows like this and why I'm high-key excited is that animation, like you said, Emma, is able to bridge the youth audiences with an adult storyline. Like the Clone Wars series, I think is one of the best animated series of all time. Avatar: The Last Airbender is literally made for children, but adults can enjoy it just the same. So I like that balance here, and I think a show like this has massive potential for that.
Yeah.
And finally, Trekkies rejoice! Kate Mulgrew, who played Captain Catherine Janeway on Star Trek Voyager, will be reprising her role. Emma literally already has her sign ready to go. In a surprise announcement at the Star Trek Universe virtual panel at New York Comic Con, it was revealed that she will be voicing Captain Janeway in Nickelodeon's upcoming Star Trek Prodigy. The show is from the creators of Ninjago and Troll Hunters, and with that in mind, well, what do we feel, Emma? High-key, high-key, or high-key?
High-key! Is there something high-key? Love Captain Janeway. I'm so excited that she's gonna be in this show. I may know some things I can't say about the Star Trek Prodigy series that's gonna be on Nickelodeon. I might like have some personal connections to it. It's gonna be so good. I'm very, very much looking forward to the show. Troll Hunters, which is an animated Netflix series, is great. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend. I'm so high-key excited about this. Yes.
Despite the fact that I don't care about Star Trek at all, I am also high-key excited.
Yay!
Mostly because I like the positivity on the desk day and everyone's very excited about things. Also, I don't know, more animated Star Treks. This is like the 17th animated Star Trek
Yeah, they
series.
just had one.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's Below Decks on CBS. Now there's this one. I think there's like another one in the works somewhere.
Well, being that Star Trek is one of the most progressive shows in the world, high-key excited. Anything that can explore this universe more means that we're gonna have more representation, more diverse stories, more awesome storytelling, and journeying to distant worlds.
In space.
Doing cool things.
And more Lady Captain Power with Captain Janeway coming back.
Yes, go
She
Janeway.
was my idol when I was a kid. Anyway, it is time for us to take a break, but when we come back, Matt Mr. X takes us behind the scenes and the green screens of the Overwatch League. But first, it's time to play Where's That Pokemon? Looks like San Francisco Shock has a new teammate. Where's that Pokemon?
Seriously, where
Take
is
a
it?
guess in chat and find out when the download returns.
It's just Roadhog, right? He's like a new Pokemon.
There is a Pokemon in there.
he's a
I
new
can't
starter.
find it. I'm serious. I'm looking.
I mean,
Yeah.
Welcome back to the download. Before the break, we asked you, where's that Pokemon? Well, there he is, a Charmander. You're so silly. You can't play in the Overwatch finals. You don't even have phones. Get out of there, Charmander. Okay, as of this morning, the Overwatch League semifinals finished up, bringing the field down to just 2 teams remaining. Reigning champions San Francisco Shock will be facing off against Seoul Dynasty for their shot at lifting the championship trophy. And wouldn't you know it, one of our regular hosts, Matt Mr. X, is one of the casters for the Overwatch League. So here is Mr. X with a quick behind-the-scenes video to show you how his virtual cast and setup works. Let's check it out.
What's going on, Download fam? It's Matt Mr. X. You may be wondering, where have I been this week? Why am I not doing my TBHs as normal? Why am I not debating against Degon, Jimmy, Emma? Well, it's because the Overwatch League Grand Finals are this weekend, and because the games are happening in Korea, I'm working overnight. So currently, right now, at the time of this recording, it's 5:53 a.m. on, I believe, today's Friday. I just got done casting the Seoul Dynasty against the Philadelphia Fusion. The San Francisco Shock are already in the finals. I'll be casting that Saturday, 6 a.m. on youtube.com/Overwatch League. But what's awesome about this is we've been able to set up this virtual set from home. It's super awesome if you check out the stream or check out the Overwatch League on social. They put up a few images where they've recreated kind of the arena feel that we've had in the past, but digitally. And you can see some of my setup behind. So to the where I'm pointing right there, that's actually a tablet where I can see my co-commentator. We put it towards his height, so it looks exactly kind of like we're looking at each other on screen. Lights over there, lights over here. It's a really awesome set. It just kind of shows some of the stuff that you're able to do from home in the work from home production environment. And I think it's going to be awesome for the future of just esports and gaming production. So if you're up at 6 a.m. West Coast, check out the Overwatch League Grand Finals and check out the virtual arena. See you there.
All right, thanks so much for that, Matt. It's time to go from one esports championship to another. The League of Legends World Championship has wrapped up its penultimate day of the group stages, and as Degon so helpfully pointed out yesterday, North America isn't looking so hot. So sorry to anyone who picked NA players for their fantasy teams. But to help you rebuild, it's time for our esports fantasy update, powered by DraftKings. With that, we welcome in our fantasy expert, Rob Reforge Gonzales. And let's get right to it, Rob. How much money is up for grabs this weekend?
Hey, $100,000 is out there, and I am, just like everybody else, excited to get my piece of that. So remember that this is the one place you want to be is DraftKings, but let me tell you why. So every weekend, we're going to be trying to get a piece of this $100,000, but you can play free for your share of over $100,000 in total prizes on DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy esports. Just download the app and sign up with the promo code VENN to get in on the action and play for real cash prizes. That's code VENN to play free for your share of over $100,000 only on DraftKings. Now, I do want to go give you a quick reminder of how to build your lineups. So, you do have a $50,000 salary cap. You're going to choose a top jungler, mid, ADC support, but you're also going to make sure that you choose one captain who's going to give you 1.5 times the points, which is super important. So you want to make sure you get that guy right. And also, you're going to choose one full team that is going to give you some, well, hopefully some points if you didn't choose an NA team. But other than that, you do want to make sure you stay under that $50,000 salary cap when you're making your roster.
Okay, so I've made my full roster. I'm ready to play. How does the scoring work for these contests?
Scoring is super duper simple, especially if you're a league fan, because the things you want to be doing are the things that are going to give you points. Remember, you're going to get points for your map objectives. So you see, you're going to get points for your turret, dragons, barons, things like that. But when an individual player basis, you are going to get points for your kills, your assists. If you get a ton of deaths, that's obviously a bad thing, but you do get points for CS and bonus points if you get 10 plus kills or 10 plus assists.
Okay, so looking for that support then for those assists. Rob, you're obviously an expert here. Who are you targeting for this weekend?
Every week, we always go through my lineup. This week isn't going to be no different. So you can see here, we have lots of Gen G and lots of Fnatic. And the reason why is in this group, there is a lot of parity, but we believe that Gen G will be the team that'll go 3-0. And we also think that Fnatic will go 2-1. But with all that being said, I do want to highlight 3 players that should be in everybody's roster, regardless if you want to go with this Gen G stack or not. So the first player is going to be Ruler. Now, Ruler has shown to be a lethal force for Gen G and someone you want to make sure you finish off. Otherwise, you're going to find out the hard way that even with 22 HP, he is still nasty. Okay, so he leads Gen G in kill participation with 68.1% and kill shares at 32.1%. Combine those stats with his average of 35.54 points in wins at Worlds with the high likelihood of a 3-0 day from Gen G, and obviously you can see why he's captain material. Now, the second player I want to talk about is Rascal. Rascal is another member of my Gen G stack, and he is the very definition of bloodthirsty. Here you can see there's no fear with to chase his opponents down and finish them off for that kill, and Rascal is just, he's a monster. He led all LCK top laners with a first blood percentage of 35%, and Gen G isn't afraid to put him on carry champions, which could give him a tremendous upside in, in a pretty dull roster position. But outside of Gen G, the last guy I want to talk about is my boy Reckless, okay? You got to love the game face from Reckless because he, in his gameplay, just, look at that guy. I mean, it's just, he does what he has to do, right? Now, our Captain Ruler from Gen G didn't really like him too much when they played last, but the thing is that Reckless comes with a very high floor for points. He is one player who's really never going to let you down when it comes to unnecessary deaths, as he led all LEC ADCs with a death percentage of only 9.2%. His kill share is at 24.8%. He's got 476 damage per minute and 25.9% damage share. Those are all tops on his team, so obviously he still has a lot of life in him. But for you, Jimmy, I want to ask, who do you have your eye on? I mean, obviously it's not NA or anybody from TSM.
No. I'm definitely avoiding any NA picks because I'd like to win, right? So
winning is the key.
I'm looking towards Damwon Gaming. There's a player mid there, Showmaker. This kid is amazing, right? He's got an incredible KD, the highest coming out of groups. He's not going to get you those unnecessary deaths, and he's going to get you a lot of kills, hopefully a lot of points, and most importantly, kill participation, just across the board, a lot of points. So that's who I'm liking.
Yeah, and it's just a really good time to be a fan of League of Legends and to be a fan of daily fantasy. So remember, you don't have to take my advice, you don't have to take Jimmy's advice, except to play. Make sure that you do go ahead, go to DraftKings, make your account, use the promo code VENN, but you've got this chance at getting over 100,000 in prizes. It is so easy. Just use the promo code VENN when you sign up and let us know on social media how it's going. I mean, if you go ahead and you win that first prize, you take home 20K, I want to know about it, all right? So the good thing, too, is that, on DraftKings, it's not just that one contest. There's tons of other contests, free contests. So, have a good time and, God bless NA, and let's hope maybe TSM can do something.
We're all rooting for TSM, for sure.
Hey, y'all, I've just been sitting here watching this Team Liquid parody of WAP on repeat. Do you think that's why they got eliminated so early?
Maybe they spent a little too much time.
I can't believe you're going to call my girl out for making the fire on... I mean, this is absolute banger. And hopefully, there's just a lot of energy that came from that. Maybe the energy went to the wrong place. So I don't know.
An attempt.
She's getting it.
Crushed it here.
Good job,
Not
Emily.
so much in the actual League of Legends world. So
what am I looking at?
There you go.
You're looking at the best video ever. Shout out to Emily.
Thank you again. It is time for the download to take a break. But when we return, this voxel art is going to be joining our team. That's right. It's VENNSqaudGoals. VENN has partnered up with Gamers.vote to encourage everyone to register to vote. The election is next month, so please make sure to figure out exactly what you need to do to get your vote counted safely. Head over to Gamers.vote to find out how. Wait, hold on just a second. We've got some breaking news.
Oh, no. I mean, no, yeah.
Breaking.
I don't know how to feel.
It looks as though they have actually recast the role of MODOK in the new Hulu series. Congrats to our very own Patrick Hollywood Shanley on your big screen debut.
Oh, gosh, this is a big moment for me, guys.
It's not as big as your head in that MODOK costume.
I look really good.
Yes, and thank you to Manatee for making that magic. It's truly amazing. Anyway, hey, Tia, how's it going over there?
Hey, Emma. Also, that is the best thing I've ever seen.
It's up there. It is up there.
Truly incredible. There's nothing more than we love. That wasn't English. There's nothing we love more than seeing how creative and talented the internet can get. So right now, we're gonna send some love to the crazy geniuses out there that make us shout,
SqaudGoals!
Yes, we are jumping right in. Space Wolf Just Beyond is a classic of 80s anime, so fan remakes are only natural. And this CGI version from Raphael Segnini is one of the most impressive we've ever seen.
This is a fan.
Crazy.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
this is crazy.
This looks like it was professional, like not just a fan make.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like it was like in a studio and everything.
But it was
And
one
those kind of
person.
skills
or man.
are SqaudGoals!
Dab dab. All right, up next, I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% into this Rubik's Cube portrait of Lizzo. It's by, hey, like that. It's by Nice Cube
Oh my
Art on
gosh.
Insta. They've done tons of awesome pictures, including one of the notorious RBG.
This is made with Rubik's Cube?
How do people do this?
That is
I don't
crazy.
understand. Like, okay, you gotta think about it. Rubik's Cubes are only what? How many colors? This is
Patrick's our resident
There's
Rubik's Cube
6
expert.
colors.
That's amazing.
It's also
SqaudGoals!
Yay! All right, miss going to the arcade? Artist Nick Fluke has a solution for you. Wear a spacesuit. Nick's paintings feature an astronaut living his best life, playing paintball, crashing on the Simpsons couch, and of course, just naturally riding a T-Rex.
That's what I do. I'm
In
on
an
space,
asteroid.
on an asteroid.
I think that's actually Jimmy.
Yeah, it is
that's
me.
actually a photograph of Jimmy confirmed. This
I
is
want to
beautiful.
start putting these up in my house and not telling my wife.
Just how many days until it takes her to notice it?
Well, beautiful art means.
Yeah,
SqaudGoals!
Mario Kart Live Circuit got us all hyped for the idea of Mario IRL. But now that I've seen Cam Harper's Freaky Life Like 3D paintings, I'm like, back off, that's some nightmare fuel. This isn't Mario IRL, it's Mario WTF.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
WTF? No, seriously though.
That said, Cam, you are scarily
Oh my
talented.
God.
Ow, sexy
ow.
bob.
Wait, I want that.
Girls have face
I high-key want
I'm a
actually.
dancer.
This is SqaudGoals.
SqaudGoals.
Now, for the final exhibit in our video game art tour,
Oh.
artist Eon Leo pays tribute to his favorite video game characters with animated sculptures made in Minecraft.
Oh my god.
This is like next level, actually.
Yeah.
That
How
Charmander's
long?
so cute. I want him for real, like
Probably
in my
so
home.
Like hours upon hours. I can't
Yeah.
even like not die to zombies in Minecraft.
Yeah, this is fantastic. So I love
this
creative
is
mode. Amazing
great.
world.
We would
Obviously.
agree. This is SqaudGoals. Hey.
SqaudGoals.
That's it for SqaudGoals. Don't forget, next time you spot something our squad should shout out, hit us up on Twitter with hashtag VENNSqaudGoals or drop it in the Discord.
Thanks, Tia. All right, now joining our squad from afar, it's the actor starring in Paper Tigers and the upcoming show Helstrom on Hulu. It's Alain Uy. Alain, welcome to the show, my
Hey.
friend.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hello,
I'm
yeah.
enjoying the show. You guys are amazing.
Oh, you're
thank you.
amazing.
That's so kind
You're
of
looking
you.
good, man.
So nice. Yeah, your lighting situation, your background, it's all working.
You know, I'm trying to get with the times, right? Without this all pandemic stuff. I got a ring light. I got a cool backdrop that I made. There you go.
Oh, nice. What did you make your
Yeah,
backdrop with?
It's wood.
Oh, okay.
I got it at Home Depot. I bought some wood and I put it all together. I put some geometric designs on.
Put that
I
on
got
TikTok?
bored.
Nice.
I made
With
our
that-
set.
That'd be a TikTok video. Whoa, good job,
Wow,
Patrick.
That's
Shanley,
great.
Little known
great.
fact.
in addition to now starring as MODOK, apparently. All right. So, Elaine, Helstrom looks like tons of demonic fun. Can you tell us just how many jump scares we should be prepared for while watching the show. Now, this is not for me. This is for our Wednesday, Thursday co-host, Degon, who's a little bit of a baby. So, like, really can't wait for him to watch this show.
Wow, you just threw him under the bus. I appreciate
did.
that. There is quite a few. I mean, it is, Marvel's first foray into like a, fear-based horror kind of genre, or that part of the universe.
Sure.
So there is a lot of horror tropes to it. So just be ready. I think I would recommend him watching it with a nightlight.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Yeah.
He'll cry.
It looks terrifying.
Comics have a long history with horror. We have Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness billed as a horror. We also had Constantine in the past. New Mutants had horror elements. Are we seeing a resurgence of comics horror on the screen, do you think?
I would certainly hope so. I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like, a lot of audience, the fans of Marvel, MCU, I feel like they might be thirsty for something like this where, I love the Marvel movies and everything else, but at the same time, I do feel like there is room for this. And, it's one of those, unexplored parts of the universe that I feel like is really rich. Like you said, this world is untouched at this point. And I think that Helstrom definitely starts to kind of move its way towards that fog of war, if you speak, so to speak.
Yeah. Now, for those that might not know, the character that you play, Chris, was not actually originally in the comics. So, as an actor, where did you specifically pull from to help inform that character? Was it with the writers, the directors, the other actors, yourself?
Well, I will say that I had a lot of freedom with the character. It's one of those things where and there's a lot of things to be envious of Tom and Sidney Lemon. But one of the things I wasn't envious of is that responsibility that they have of bringing to life, the title characters. So for someone like Chris, it's really just finding the truth. I've always loved talking to the writers, the people who create these characters, to understand the past and why they exist and how they function and what works for them and what they hold so dear, and what drives them. So, I looked at other characters within, the horror universe, so to speak. But I also looked at certain characters like Renfield, for example. He's this type of person who may have no agency, but at least at the very least, it's one of those characters that has a tie within that storyline that pulls him in and that drives him. Cool. I'm not saying Chris Yen has no agency, but I mean he certainly has a lot of agency within himself to carve his own path. But like a lot of those, historical characters that I looked into.
I hope you don't have to eat bugs like Renfield.
Yeah, Renfield, of course, being a character from Dracula, for those who may not be familiar. Drama and horror isn't the only thing in your actor arsenal, though, because your other project, The Paper Tigers, is an action kung fu comedy that's woke AF. That's in quotes, by the way. What can we expect from this kung fu comedy for the modern age?
I think it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's one of those things where, just much like Helstrom, we're kind of thirsty for different things. I think for this particular movie, it's one of those things where it's just an easy watch. It has a lot of heart. It's really about characters and the guys who are just kind of at their middle age now, and they're kind of looking back to see what they did in the past. My character Danny he was a badass, and he was the guy who was super cocky and was would go and do dojo busting and go beat up some other rival guys. But now that he's older, he's divorced, he's got a kid, he's got to pick him up from like soccer practice. So what would happen if, let's say, Bruce Lee becomes that guy? Like that's essentially what the setup is. And it's funny. It's a very self-aware kung fu action comedy that I think everyone would enjoy.
Well, speaking of The Paper Tigers, one of my friends, Ron, had this question. He wants to know if you're still going to Din Tai Fung.
Ron? Oh my God. I got to tell you, this guy, every 2 a.m, he would always hit me up while we were shooting Paper Tigers and like, hey, what are you doing, man? are you hungry? Let's go eat some food.
It's a good impression.
Man, that guy's awesome. Din Tai Fung anytime, Ron, anytime.
Yeah, he had to gain 45 pounds for the role, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that movie. Now, a big takeaway from the your new success is there's a lot more Asian representation in Hollywood and on TV. Are you optimistic for Asian roles and actors in the future?
I am. I really am. There have been a lot of false sort of prophets, so to speak, because, you know, you've seen, you know, like the Crazy Rich Asians, but before that, Better Luck Tomorrow.
Right.
And even before that, the Joy Luck Club. And I think for me, it's like every time I saw those movies and people who looked like me on screen, I would always have a sense of hope. And in many ways, I've been disappointed. But for some reason, this time around, it just feels different. It feels as if there is a need for it. There's certainly a thirst for it. But the more important thing that I've seen is that more people are in power that can greenlight these things. And obviously with technology, with all the streaming platforms and everything else, I feel like there's such more places for things to exist. And that's something to be really hopeful for. And I see it. I see it in the casting. I see it in writing. I see it when I speak to other showrunners that are doing shows. And it's an amazing thing. So very excited for it.
I'm right there with you.
Well, speaking of things that are upcoming, obviously, I think that you might have been a little disappointed about the news about Shadowlands being delayed, because I hear that you are a World of Warcraft fan. So, yeah, we thought that we'd play a little game with you, which is called World of Borecraft. So we'll give you the title of 3 notoriously boring games, and you'll guess what the game actually entails. If you get it right, we don't actually have any prizes, but, you know, we'll give you some internet glory.
Yeah, that's worth something.
Yeah,
Which is
internet
emotionally
accolades.
valuable.
Okay, all right, here we go. All right, first up is Desert Bus. Any idea what that one's about?
Desert Bus.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a Grand Theft Auto thing. You try to get a bus to the desert and there's nothing but it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
The real game's worse. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. So
Wait, this is a real
this is a real game.
Yeah,
Yes,
real
these are
game.
games.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is a real video game. Yeah, Desert Bus, as a matter of fact. Its gameplay consists of driving a bus from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada at a max speed of 45 miles per hour, all in real time. Riveting stuff.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's
It's
just
like Speed, but not.
but
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
It's like the opposite, yeah.
It's like the opposite of Speed.
Right.
All right, our second World of Borecraft game is Fish Simulator Aquarium Manager. I know this one is pretty tricky, Elaine, but I'm wondering if you can guess what it's about.
Fish Simulator Aquarium Manager. Okay. Let's say the guy's name is Joe, right? And
You're giving him a backstory.
he's managing these tight fighter fish.
Yep.
And I don't know. That's all I got.
Well, luckily, I can tell you what it's about. The Steam description reads, discover a myriad of exotic species in this relaxing aquarium manager. Balance your resources and care for your fish to build the ultimate habitat.
This game looks
Basically,
awful.
you run an aquarium.
Yep.
That is hilarious.
All right.
That's one of those gifts that you give somebody, like, here's a game because I don't like you. Here.
Yeah, it's a
I
punishment
mean,
gift.
listen, it sends a strong message.
Yeah,
Elaine, thank you so much for joining us on the
Thanks,
download
man.
today. Don't miss Elaine's upcoming series Helstrom premiering on Hulu October 16th.
Yes, thanks again to Elaine. Make
you,
sure to
guys.
check it out. Now, we're going to take a quick break, but stick around because coming up next, I go head-to-head with the forces of fate and time and legions of the undead with a little help from my friends, the gods of Olympus and the underworld. That's right, I'm playing the hit roguelike game Hades live in the VENN studio right after this.
Welcome back to the download. On Tuesday, speedrunner Bormy posted a new world record time for Hades, one of my favorite games of the year. He beat the record in, that is correct, 7 minutes and 16 seconds on the in-game timer. All right, that is very fast. Well, we're going to see if we can get anywhere close to that. Let's head over to the couch where Tia, with our resident broody, moody, bad boy Jimmy Zagreus Wong, is going to try and get that world record.
Thanks, Emma. Half the fun of Hades is having the gods watch your every move. So today, I'll be repping the divine forces of good, cheering Jimmy onward to glory. As for the demonic forces of evil, let's just say they found a worthy champion in our cantankerous lead writer and resident Hades expert, Taylor.
I will not accept anything less than a world record.
Oh gosh.
I expect two things: efficiency and bloodshed. Quit wasting time. Let's put 7:16 up on the clock and to get going.
Can we talk about how small your pitchfork is?
It's very efficient.
We love the smaller the pitchfork,
I like
the
single
better.
target damage.
All right, I have logged now 3 days played on this game. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan of Hades, so let's see how fast I can beat this game.
Jimmy, I believe that you're going to be quicker than the quickest Hades man speed runner record alive.
Taylor, stop poking
don't
me.
believe her.
Trying to
Jimmy,
focus over
you
here.
are already behind schedule. What weapon are you using here?
It's the spear, my good man.
Despite appearances, I disagree with that choice. I am a bowman myself.
What would you take? Oh gosh, I'm already messing up.
Wait, don't listen to his whispers in your ear, Jimmy. You are an incredible gamer.
See, I need this support more in my life. Thank you, Tia.
Yeah,
Thank you,
listen, I
goddess
floated
Tia.
in.
Tia, do not give him any bigger of an ego than he already has.
What? What is ego? We don't know what that three-letter word is.
He has already found Artemis, which for the spear is not exactly the most efficient choice. So I'm going to go ahead and say this run is already a failure.
Wow, what would you use, oh demon?
I would be focusing much more heavily on Zeus, despite the fact that he is apparently my brother that I hate very much.
You know, for an evil guy, you're giving him really good tips. Maybe you should.
Well, he's already chosen the wrong weapon, so I figure I might as well, give him a little prod.
So for those of you that don't know, in this game you play Zagreus, who is the son of Hades trying to escape the underworld. And it's really fun. It's a roguelike, which means every single level is different whenever you play through it. Now, typically a lot of the patterns will remain the same, but this is made by an incredible game company called Supergiant. They've done games like Transistor and Bastion, and this is just in their signature sort of top-down style. I love it all to death. And I'm only talking so that Hades over here quits trash-talking me.
Well, we had Greg Casavin on the show yesterday, so why didn't you ask him for tips? You're doing awfully terrible.
Thanks, bro.
He's getting through. It's maybe less than it may be less than satisfactory,
you know
but
it, man.
he's going through the next level. Jimmy, I actually wanted to ask you, while I'm encouraging you in my divineness.
Yes.
You said you've been playing this game for about 3 days now, nonstop. What is?
No, not 3 days nonstop. 3 days total played, so that's 72 hours.
It's a little different.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
For those 3 days.
Not enough practice, clearly.
No, it's enough practice.
He's
very
17
skilled.
damage in that room alone.
Yeah?
I mean, that's okay. Listen, not everyone is perfect. Mr. Wong
Especially not Jimmy.
He may not be perfect, but he's great. He's doing good.
I am doing pretty good.
You really are.
Decent
You're
clear
going
of that mini boss.
speedy. But no,
Sure.
what I was gonna ask was, what makes you like this game? What intrigues you? What piques you with this?
So I love how fast-paced it is. I love the art style, right? Everything moves so quickly, and every single time you play, you have a choice of, I think, 6 different weapons, which means that no 2 game runs will be the same. And every single time you get to make new builds, you talk to new gods. They're all thirst traps because they're really generally shirtless and
thirst
really
traps?
buff.
They're very hot.
No, I mean, they're
coming from a
beautiful.
demon.
Where's the last person in
There's
this
nothing
room?
wrong with a thirst
Bringing the
trap.
flames.
Sometimes you're thirsty.
Wait, what is going on?
There it is.
Jimmy,
wait.
part of this game is
Nice.
about actually being able to recognize patterns and seeing things and, quite frankly, paying
Thanks,
attention.
Taylor.
Wait, he's
So,
doing a great
get
look
back
at
to
him.
it.
He's killing all the things.
I'm
He's
killing
paying
all the
attention.
pigs.
He's missing one. Right, there you go. Good job. You hit by Did I see you get hit by a trap earlier, by the way? Because that's one of the easier
Oh my gosh, I only have
things
3
to dodge
minutes,
in the
30
game.
seconds
I
left.
mean, the
Oh, boy.
positivity is illuminating throughout chat. Ice Cold 21 says that if he says something nice, the thought that counts, the thought that counts.
You said something nice.
See the help that you were
This is
getting
the
from
encouragement I
Mount
need in
Olympus?
my life.
Wait, another...
Honestly, more nice things said by chat than my parents to me in my entire life, so
Oh
we're off to
my
a good
God.
start.
No, we love you. Even Darth Onyx, when, you're just a little bit behind, just slightly. You know, we're taking a positive spin on this.
At this pace, you won't even make it to the Bone Hydra.
Okay, excuse you, Captain.
And even Kimiko, Kathy says that we believe in you. We believe.
Oh, thank you,
Jimmy,
Kathy.
I need you to repeat these words. Positive affirmations. I am a good gamer.
I am not
Bad
a good gamer.
No, we don't like
Is that what you said?
That's what. That's the evil
Yeah,
in you.
Jimmy, let the hate flow through you. Feel it.
Oh, wait,
Feel
hold up.
the
Hold up. I'm kind of
self-hatred.
down for the hate flowing through me. I like that.
Wait, no, we sure don't say that.
Please.
Yes, yes,
Yes, that's what we like to see.
Yes. Oh, I'm so close to a boss. Hopefully I get to the first level boss
yeah,
before
we-
this runs over.
I bet it's Meg.
It's going to be Meg, yes, for sure.
Jimmy, oh, nice. Godgasm's giving you a lot of Jimmy jams.
Thank you.
Can we
Jimmy
do the
Jam
Jimmy
in
Jam
chat,
dance?
please.
I know that you're evil over there, but you might look pretty cool doing it with me.
You know
Apparently
what?
if I try to
Positive
Jimmy Jam
vibes
my-
only is all I got to say, so.
My horns are not very good for Jimmy jamming.
Wait, oh, come on. Did you not have your breakfast this morning, Sir Taylor?
Just 17 cups of coffee.
Double boon
thank
takes
you.
too much time.
And that, you know, out of everything, that's surprising that that's what Satan drinks in the morning. Huh.
Well, it's either that or human flesh.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
how do you
Between
drink
cups of
flesh?
coffee
Hold
or
up.
human flesh.
Pause
these are
the
hard
game.
Don't worry about it. It's a
Lead
very
writer of the
powerful
download as
blender.
admitting to drinking human flesh. I think we have a new A-block story.
We just.
No response. I knew it. He's
no-
guilty as
I got
charged.
nothing to
Oh
I knew it.
my gosh. Ice
may
Cool
have
He's a
21.
bad man.
Ice Cool 21 said that you are a beautiful human being, Jimmy. And even if you
Disagree.
don't make it something else that's positive, he still loves you.
That's a lot of palms you've got after
I'm
Jim.
here for this kinds of energy. Oh my gosh, I only have a minute 30 left.
You're doing great.
At this rate, you won't
Rome
even
wasn't
see
built
hate.
in a day.
I have to try and at least beat the first boss in a minute and a half. Spam through the messages.
Do it.
Oh god, I ult out.
Oh, what in the name? What is
Beautiful,
happening?
perfect, beautiful background.
faster, Meg.
It's a very meta game.
Press every button.
Whips,
Oh,
whips,
that's-
whips. The
what
dash.
is that?
I should be able to read all this.
27 damage
That
so
does
far
not
on this
advocate
boss alone.
flesh
You're gonna
I
I
don't
know
care.
that
I'm
is
just trying to
That's
beat
hilarious.
this boss to get past. Oh god, I have a minute left. Okay, I can easily do this in a minute. No
You
problem.
can do it. You can do it, Jimmy. We believe.
Big shout out to my
Unless you
friend
die,
Avalon
what is that, 4
Penrose, who
times?
did voice Megara.
Oh, that's cool.
Great voice acting.
Look at all of the buttons.
glad that I
pressing.
Oh my
His
goodness. Okay, Death Defiance, it's okay.
There's one
I
Death
play this game
Defiance.
so that I have extra lives. That's how it goes.
Yeah, reminder that Jimmy has made a pact with, well, me, to survive past the first death.
Neo Prada's asking me to give you a miracle because he doesn't think you're going to make it,
32,
but we don't.
31.
With positivity only.
30 seconds remaining, Jimmy.
Easy.
You gotta get through this next room
Yes,
off
part
quickly.
1 completed. Just a few more to go.
So if you guys look at the top timer on
Pick
the
up
right
that Titan
there,
tray. You have
it's-
20 seconds left.
it says 5:08. That's the in-game timer. By 7
15
minutes,
seconds.
someone had already beaten this game.
Oh,
so
That
Jimmy,
is
there is no
insane, actually.
way.
I'll show you
I
what
mean,
happens.
you can do it.
Ever.
That was the
7,
first of
6,
many worlds.
5,
And I made it to the second one.
3,
I rocked.
2, 1.
Jimmy.
Cut him off. It is over.
I did it.
It is
Good
done.
job.
Jimmy, you have failed to
Listen,
achieve
no.
your goal.
Don't listen to Taylor. Listen, winning is everything. Jimmy, how did that feel? The nerves and the fingers and the positivity.
The nerves, easy. The positivity, great. The fingers, I don't know why that's involved.
I threw a couple cramps your way, perhaps.
Okay, through the spell of cramps.
That was a lot of fun, though. And for all of you keyboard mouse players out there, you know how it be. This is the way to go if you want to be a true
Jimmy,
pro at
who
this
is
game.
your favorite backseat gamer? The light of positivity or the, we don't even know what his name is. Something Taylor,
Clearly,
I heard.
the positivity of both you and Chat here.
This is
so
good.
big
Yes,
thanks.
Chad is
Foolish.
actually the true winner, let's
Welcome
be
to
honest.
the download.
All right, everyone. I feel like we're really ending on a nice positive note there, honestly. And
There's literally a devil on screen.
No, you know, that's
super
positivity.
positivity.
It's a happy devil.
Taylor's gonna drink Jimmy's flesh.
Yay! Fresh
Confirmed.
drinking!
No comment. The download does need to take a break. When we return, we talk to Nathan Wade, who set up a truly awesome esports club at his school. He's what one might call a game changer.
Woohoo! Ow, ow!
All right, I'm gonna keep playing now. I got a break, right? All right.
Tomorrow, the mighty Sushi Dragon brings his chaotic energy to VENN. Get ready as he dances, conducts his very special brand of interview, and generally does Sushi Dragon stuff. The Sushi Dragon show, starring the Sushi Dragon, starts tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Here on The Download, we love it when people step up and change their communities for the better. So when we hear about someone awesome, we bring them onto the show. This is Game Changers.
For our second Game Changers, we're going to head to Oklahoma, where our guest today couldn't decide on a major, but found out his college had an esports club. He joined the gaming club, becoming a founding member of his school's Overwatch team, and cut the ribbon on a 5,000 square foot gaming arena for his fellow students to enjoy. Wow. That's our kind of extra credit.
Really?
Please welcome the Vice President of Esports at the University of Central Oklahoma, Nathan Wade.
Woo!
Nathan, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. It's very much an honor to be here.
Oh, thanks. I love the jersey as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, way to represent.
I love it as well. Yes.
So what can you tell us about these facilities and what's available to the students and individuals that game there?
Right. So the facilities hold over 48 high-end custom-built computers that are meant for competitive gaming, just general gaming with your friends, and there's even some VR technology in the back that you can use, which I'm excited because we're going to get some Valve indexes soon. But there's those. We have a whole stage for tournament play up front, and we even have some board games as well.
Wow, fantastic.
Awesome.
How does this tie into the community and accessibility for those who might not otherwise get the chance to game or learn about esports?
Beautiful question. I love talking about this. This is such a great project for anybody who wants to even get into competitive gaming or just gaming on hardware that they normally can't afford. So this is an opportunity for these people to come in, play some games, and even compete at the highest level they can so that they're not bound by their financial restrictions or anything. Accessibility is even another big thing because this means that anyone can also just come in here and get their game on no matter what.
Yeah, I love the facility. Just looking at this footage, it's super top end. And you know, as a result of this org, UCO is now offering esports classes. So what is that class like in terms of the curriculum, and what has been maybe one of the more interesting things that you've learned as a result?
First off, it was amazing just even being in an esport class. It kind of had to take a while for it to sink in that it was even happening. So I took Intro to Esports, which was kind of broad and talked about a lot of different factors of the industry, like how to make a team, how to, navigate a contract, things like that. And then we had Esports and Media, where we focused on like how it's handled in the media, of course, how to focus on the conferences, and just kind of, if you want to go into the more like journalistic side of things.
Yeah. What, if any, were some of the challenges that you faced along the way, and how did you navigate those?
So one of the biggest things I think is still that stigma of like video games are kind of a waste of time or something like that. So, and of course, kind of being here down in the South, we've got to convince a lot of people of that. But I think one of the best things that we've done to defeat that has been just show our passion, really just sink our teeth everywhere we can to building a community inside and outside of UCO so that everyone sees that this is a group effort, that we are all in this together, and esports is truly a thing. It is thriving.
Nice.
You've been a gamer your whole life, and now you're implementing it in a professional way. What do you hope to do with all of this experience after you graduate, which you haven't done yet? You're so young.
But next May.
Very close. Very close. So I'd love to go into commentating. I think I just love seeing some hype matches and getting to get everyone hyped with me. Love that picture. So I'd love to go into commentating. If someone wants me on their team, I'm certainly not going to say no to that as well. But either way, I just love this industry and I want to be involved however possible. So to everyone out there that's watching this, I graduate in May. If you need a fresh grad, I'm just one phone call away.
I will say, as a professional host myself, you've got the voice and you've got the speed. So best of luck there.
Thank you so much.
Now, you play Overwatch, right? Who's your main, and why do you love him?
Well, Reinhardt, because he's got a big hammer and I like to smash things.
Perfect answer. Yeah, that's it. Perfect answer.
Yeah, I love playing tank, and I love just kind of protecting my team so we can really get in there. And then when we just accomplish a fight together in synchronicity, it's beautiful.
Chef's
I
kiss.
love it. I love it.
I mean, like to bash things with a big hammer. Enough said.
Enough said.
We actually acquired some serious footage of you gaming, Nathan. So we're gonna take a look at that right now. Let's see what this is.
Play the game, Natty.
Oh no.
That's incredible.
Oh, that is old footage. That was my first pro gaming experience and my first pro gamer reaction as well.
Yeah.
Do you recall what game you were playing?
Dig Dug.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. And now I can't repeat the word on the show.
Rated T
but
for teen.
Because again, rated T for teen. Was that your first word?
It's probably at least up there in the top 25.
I love that. I mean, I think having that kind of footage is great. And it really does show that gaming comes from a place where, you know, it starts young for so many different people in so many different ways. And you had the adult passion as well, as we could see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got
Absolutely.
your gamer face on there really, really early. So,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you again for joining us on the show. And
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck.
am not a third accomplished as you are at being undisclosed number of years older. We are going to take a quick break, but first, TikTok and this late great long-haired round spectacle rocker's estate are making some of the musician's most famous songs available on the platform. Who is he? Drop your guesses in the chat.
I know this one.
I think I do too, actually. I feel good about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome back to The Download. Before the break, we asked you whose classic rock songs are now available to TikTok users. Why, it's John Lennon, of course. He would have been 80 today. Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday.
Users on TikTok will now be able to use several of the late Beatles' biggest songs, including Imagine, Mind Games, Happy Christmas, War Is Over, and more. Now, just imagine what you could do with all those tunes.
Imagine what you could do with all those tunes.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye on all the creative stuff y'all get up to, so please share with us. All right, the console wars may be heating up, but the real battle is looking at the graphic cards wars. On Thursday, AMD teased the power levels of its upcoming RX 6000 series of cards, all but saying they're coming directly for the NVIDIA's GPU crown. Now, we'll know more about the full power of the cards when they're revealed fully on October 28th. What do we think about these things? It's got a bigger number.
That means it's better, right?
Right?
Bigger is better, right?
Yeah, in Trump's America, certainly.
And I oop.
Yikes. Yikes.
But no, this is super exciting. I'm looking forward to like knowing what this really means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because NVIDIA has definitely been the leader when it comes to graphics cards for a little while now. So it'll be interesting to see if someone else can really get in the game.
Or Congress swoops in and declares they're monopoly.
The card's too big. It's a big monopoly.
2020 changed almost everyone's typical workday, so it's looking like some changes will be sticking around well beyond the lifespan of this pandemic. Fingers crossed, please end soon. Microsoft will allow many employees a hybrid workplace experience, even when their offices fully reopen, with employees able to choose freely between coming in for some water cooler talk or just working from home.
This is great. This is, I think, exactly what a lot of companies need to start having these hard discussions, which is we can facilitate work from home, even though it almost guaranteed is going to cut down on the productivity total. But for safety-wise, like, how do you balance the two and enforce correct protocol?
And I know a lot of people love work from home, and I feel like I'm in the minority of that. I really miss being around like other people. I'm lucky enough to have a job where I do get to see people in person, but I love to have a hybrid of kind of doing both, learning from this and implementing things that worked and then leaving things that didn't work.
And also with the hybrid idea, I feel the productivity might not be hit as hard if you're smart with managing, you know, like, this actually might help in terms of work stress stuff and like mental health.
Yeah, having a little bit extra time at home is really, really nice sometimes. Okay, breaking news. Relentless, the developers of Amazon Game Studios' would-be Overwatch killer Crucible, have announced they're discontinuing all future updates on the multiplayer sci-fi shooter. Their team is making the move so they can, quote, focus on New World and other upcoming projects from Amazon Games. The announcement also stated that they would be offering a full refund for any purchases made. A full refund. That does not really give me much faith in what's going on here.
I had a chat with somebody from Amazon earlier this week about some of the stuff that's going on there. I can't really get into the nitty-gritty of it, but I do know that New World is something that they're putting a lot of thought behind and something that they have a lot of confidence in. So I'm trying to look at this as a positive and see that New World might be something that really is, you know, a game that kind of has some resonance. They want it to be like a World of Warcraft and have the longevity of something like that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I am excited to see it.
MMOs, still big.
We got a little TMI from the International Space Station when NASA astronaut and Navy SEAL Chris Cassidy shared a video detailing how they take care of bathroom business.
Important information.
Oh, wow.
Every time the astronauts use the restroom, there is a detailed checklist of steps governing where the biomatter, that's a good way to put it, goes and how it gets vacuumed into the proper container.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you had, like, this was one of your tasks in Among Us? Like, you just, like, had to
clean up little
go to the bathroom and individually package all of the biomatter?
This is so crazy, though.
Oh boy.
The biomatter. What were you doing? I was in biomatter.
I was in biomatter.
Doing a
Sus.
biomatter test.
That's very sus.
All right, that's it for TLDR. Now, how about we have some TGIF? It is Friday. Yay! Saturday is so close we can taste it. Nom nom nom. I don't know why I did that. So we figured we'd give you all a taste of what we're into this weekend, and I'll go ahead and get us started if that's cool with everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so I will be streaming with my subs and viewers Phasmophobia. It is the first time I will be playing this game on stream. I am very nervous, and I have a few pair of pants I'll have on the ready. Jimmy, what are you gonna get into?
I do want to play Phasmophobia. My weekend's looking pretty boring. I will be talking to my therapist tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m., which is a weekly activity I do, and I encourage everyone. Great picture. I encourage everyone to look into mental health and therapy and destigmatize it, because just talking to someone and letting them know what's going on can be very helpful. On the latter note, I will be also going to the Huntington Gardens on Sunday to check out their new Chinese gardens, which apparently is the biggest one in the entire U.S.
Wow, really?
All right, Patrick, what are you up to?
I want to do what you're doing. I'm going to be trying to hit golf balls and failing miserably a lot.
Oh.
I live next to a golf course, very close to one. I will be trying to. That's what I look like. That's an actual photo of me on a golf course.
Wow. And you do have a Modok-sized head.
You know, Patrick, you're just supposed to swing the club, not the
whole bag.
All of you seemed pretty supportive of me throwing the clubs, though.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody
That's
seemed to have
great
an
meme
issue with it.
material.
Listen,
I can't believe we
Photoshop
did
does
that.
wonders. As for myself, I'm going to be hosting a bar trivia stream on my Twitch channel tomorrow night at 7:00 p.m., but also going to help out my friend with getting some fabric to make curtains for the French doors in her apartment.
It's a live look of you.
Nice.
It's a
Yeah,
live
that was
look of
pretty
me
sweet, too.
putting together curtains. Yeah, that is that. So there's Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick, are you
This
actually
is
bad at
incredible.
golf?
Oh,
or
I
is
could
this-
not be worse at golf.
I
could
thought
not
you
be
were a
worse.
serious player for a
No,
second.
I'm Charles Barkley levels of bad, yeah.
All right.
Well, that is going to do it for today's episode of The Download. Thanks to Alain Uy and Nathan Wade for joining us. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
We will see you next week. Next
we'll see.
Wednesday. Tia, come say goodbye to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, Tia. Bye.